year to year to conduct this kind of activities, and the students and the faculty members, whether it was 4 years back, some faculty members have really gained such an experience that they have been migrated to best universities in the country, and supporting this conference in the best manner they want. And obviously, without students, no conference, no organization, no universities can work. So I must thank all the students who are gathered here. They have gathered. So with the wishes of all, I once again thank you all to be here for this 18th INDIACom 2024 on the same topic, computer for sustainable global development. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful insight. Today we have the privilege of hearing from a true trailblazer whose forward-thinking mindset continues to shape the world we live in. Please join me in welcoming the visionary, Professor A.K. Saini, Conference Chair, INDIACom 2024, President IETE New Delhi, Dean University School of Mass Communication, and Director IQAC GSIP University New Delhi.
Honorable Professor K.K. Agrawal, our guide and mentor, my esteemed colleagues from different academic institutions, dear faculty members, students, and all delegates and participants from different parts of the country, including the online from different countries also. I really feel nostalgic about being here for the 18th edition of INDIACom. Professor Vyas just mentioned that something which took birth in 2007 under the patronage of our then Vice Chancellor Professor K.K. Agrawal, when it was thought that why not have a conference which actually is supported and coordinated by different professional societies. And that was the idea which actually was captured, and we really worked hard, and now we see that it has become adult. Adulthood has been attained, and it's really so inspiring and so gives so much of happiness that you see a child being born in front of you and maturing to that stage. It's really very satisfying, and when you say satisfying, not only in terms of what actually the numbers as the 18th, but it is also inspiring in terms of the quality and the contributions it has made. I remember that when we conducted this for the first time, there has been a very lukewarm response in the first year, and we were really struggling how we are going to sustain that. But today I am happy to share with you that this year alone we have received contributions from more than 3,500 authors, and it's no mean task itself. I think it's something which really requires tremendous efforts and the quality. That means people have started believing in the quality of this conference. That is why I just met some of the participants who are coming regularly for the 18 years to attend this conference, not from Delhi, but from other states itself. Really, really inspiring at this, which I look at this is the academic contribution of this conference, that it has not only been able to encourage and motivate, know, and we remember that science is actually the foundation for technologies. So for technology to be developed, we need science, the scientific temperament, scientific knowledge, scientific education is important, and that basically leads to what's called technological advancements require innovations to happen. And innovations need to be focused upon in today's time to make them sustainable. That means the innovation must be sustainable. That's one of the aim of the globe. So that's why we have seen SDGs being developed, and all the countries are working towards it. So the theme of the conference basically is that how can we contribute through the information technologies towards attaining that goal of sustainability. So this is what actually I look forward to, and hope that all the participants, delegates who are come over from different places will be definitely finding it more meaningful and relevant, and definitely will have some takeaways from this conference. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful insight. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct honor to invite a true visionary who has demonstrated an unparalleled ability to see beyond the horizon, envisioning possibilities where others see limitations. Professor M.N. Huda, Director BVICAM New Delhi, INDIACom 2024, and an Executive Vice Chairperson.
Good afternoon to all of you. 18वें साल जब हम इनॉगरल में बैठे हैं, तो एक बच्चा जिसको आपने सींचा हो 18 साल का हो गया, तो मेरे लिए कुछ सेंटिमेंट्स अलग हैं. Honorable Chief Guest, and to all of us, a fatherly figure, mentor, guide, in whose cabin, as the Vice Chancellor of Inaugaral University, the concept of INDIACom in the year 2006 November was planned, for which the first edition was held in February, third week of February 2007. Professor K. Agarwal sir, a noted academician of the country, the founder Vice Chancellor for 2 consecutive terms of Guru Gobind Singh University, the former chairperson of National Board of Accreditation, and presently the president of South Asian University. My founding co-members on the stage, Professor A.K. Saini, the Dean University School of Mass Communication, Director IQAC, and of course the President. It is a very sentimental moment, Professor Saini. When we started in 2007, Professor Agarwal was outgoing President of IIT and incoming President of CSI. And now on 18th edition, Professor A.K. Saini, the co-founder of this conference, is the President of IIT, National President of IIT. The former President of Computer Society of India, my friend, co-founder of this INDIACom, Mr. R.K. Vyas, and the scientist, my fellow alumnus from Aligarh Muslim University, working for National Informatics Center, Mr. Shiv Kumar. Friends from IEEE, IIT, CSI, IST, and we are fortunate that today we have the chairperson of IIT in physical mode here, Professor A.Q. Ansari. Many of you have seen him in various parts of the country, accrediting institutions, and he is a veteran in accreditation process, whether it is MBA or NAC, and above all a great teacher. Delegates from different parts of the country who are attending here in physical mode, and huge number of participants, my invited guests, keynote speakers who have joined from various parts of the world, from 26 countries. I will have to read paper to name them. I have Professor Subrata Mukhopadhyay, the former chairperson of IEEE Delhi section and the present chairperson of Consultants Network Affinity Group online, Professor Thomas Gideon. Twice he has been in this auditorium, and he is at this moment the Optus Chairs in Artificial Intelligence at Curtin University, Perth, Australia. Professor Girija Shetty from Department of Information Technology and Systems, University of Canberra, Australia. Professor Fahad Mohammed from Qasim University, Qasim, Saudi Arabia. Professor Shah Jinia from University of Newcastle, Australia. Professor A.B.M. Shaukat Ali from University of Fiji. My friend Professor George Halikias, Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, University of Athens, Greece. Dr. Dimitra, a School of Mathematics and Computer Science and Engineering, City University of London, United Kingdom. Dr. Yasir, he has been 4 times in this campus from Greenwich University, London. Professor Ataatun from Istanbul University, Istanbul, Turkey. Dr. George, he has been 5 times in this campus for INDIACom, when the entire team from Middle East and Europe and America used to be here, and international track was a separate gathering like this till 2019. So Dr. George is nowadays with University of Wollongong, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Professor Abdullah Bashahil from King Abdulaziz University, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Dr. Abad Saleh from Buraida College of Technology, Saudi Arabia, Dr. Mishal Mufle Al-Mutairiti from again the Buraida College of Technology, Saudi Arabia, and in all professional societies, mere bade bhai, Professor A.K. Nayak, the Bhishma Pitama of IT industry in East, last 55 years he has served to eastern part of the country, and the former president of Computer Society of India, and each and everyone who is whether online, offline, it's a matter of pride for me, and a very sentimental historical occasion to welcome you all. On this occasion, I would like to start मेरी दो पंक्तियाँ 32-33 साल पुरानी के वादिये हसीन मेरे दिल की धड़कनें आदाब कह रही हैं आपकी बारगाह में. Imagine कीजिए 18 years ago in 2007 the seats which we have showed here right in the same auditorium, and all the dignitaries who are today on the stage were on the stage 18 years ago as well. With this, we have come to a level that now we are celebrating the inaugural session of 18th edition. In this entire journey, we have seen multiple ups and downs. 2019 was the year this online and hybrid mode started right from 2020 after COVID erupted across the world. And we promoted that because of course we want sustainability. But 2019 was a year when we selected close to 1100 papers. Exact figure was 1082 papers. And 1700 authors from various parts of the country and world over a period of 3 days were in this campus. From a simple beginning of around 120 papers in 2007, we reached to that level. And then see the kind of the changes which came in the year 2020 when INDIACom 2020 was being inaugurated around 5:30 right in this auditorium. The COVID-19 erupted in a massive manner in the country, and from almost all states and central governments, the news started coming that this function cannot happen, more than 10 people cannot come together, and almost we were in mid of the session and updates started coming that more than 10 people cannot come. That was the kind of challenge in 2020. मैं हमेशा ये कहता हूँ कि the challenges make you more stronger, challenges helps you to innovate, challenges helps you to do it in a different way, and that we try to do it. So despite all challenges के लिए in around COVID-2 I wrote 4 पंक्तियाँ कि आंधियाँ चलती रहीं चिराग फिर भी जलता रहा. Challenges थे. We were thinking in 2020 that if 21 will also be in between the COVID, 22 will also be in between the COVID, whether the conference of this magnitude will be in a position to sustain longer or not. And now you understand that if you ask to the authors, many of the authors will tell you that can it be made online, can it be present online. इस backdrop में जो पंक्तियाँ लिखी हैं वो देखिए कि आंधियाँ चलती रहीं चिराग फिर भी जलता रहा. कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रही है हमारी सस्टेनेबल तरीके से हो रही है कि आंधियाँ चलती रहीं चिराग फिर भी जलता रहा. ऑथर्स तो साल दर साल आते रहे. मैंने थोड़ी सी चेंज की है पंक्तियों में. अपनी पंक्ति है तो आप चेंज कर सकते हैं. ऑथर्स तो साल दर साल आते रहे, प्यास फिर भी बढ़ता रहा. हम रुकते नहीं, थकते नहीं. ऑथर्स तो साल दर साल आते रहे, प्यास फिर भी बढ़ता रहा. और डिस्पाइट चैलेंजेस गिले शिकवे रोज होते रहे. गिले शिकवे रोज होते रहे. उसने पूछा भी नहीं, हमने बताया भी नहीं. कभी ऐसा लगा कि अब कॉन्फ्रेंस शायद मुश्किल है करना. अक्रॉस द कंट्री एंड अब्रॉड एक नया इकोसिस्टम क्रिएट हो गया कि जर्नल के पेपर्स को ज्यादा वेटेज होगा और कॉन्फ्रेंसेस के पेपर्स बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स द रीजन दैट वी स्टार्टेड डिग्रेडिंग द स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ द कॉन्फ्रेंसेस, वी डिडंट रिव्यू द पेपर्स प्रॉपर्ली, सो द वेटेज academic weightage given to the papers of the conferences were becoming less and less. So under that pretext कि उसने पूछा भी नहीं, हमने बताया भी नहीं, गिले शिकवे रोज होते रहे, प्यार फिर भी बढ़ता रहा, तो कॉन्फ्रेंस उसके बावजूद बढ़ रही है एंड आज सस्टेन कर रहे 18th एडिशन में है. एंड इस 18 सालों का जो मैसिव कंट्रीब्यूशन है इंडियाकॉम का कि क्लोज टू 2 dozen conferences in the country, many of us have addressed. I have addressed close to 20 plus such conferences are exactly replica of INDIACom. That I consider as a great contribution. 18 on my own portal, 50,000 plus authors from entire world have registered. That I consider as my asset of last 18 years. कि 18 सालों में authors from different parts of the country and abroad, they are coming and registering on our portal and giving consent that we can promote, we can send, we can inform them with the informations. And if any year I become late in declaring and notifying the INDIACom, they keep on writing me information, mail, WhatsApp. So this year INDIACom is delayed or what? That's the kind of the length and the breadth and the penetration of the INDIACom which has been generated in the last 18 years. And close to 500 plus researchers have obtained successfully their MTech and PhD degrees on account of the publications which in last 18 years the INDIACom has published. That's the kind of the platform which INDIACom has created for all of us, and that is why I say that INDIACom doesn't belong to me, INDIACom belongs to the all authors, and the basic idea which we discussed during in the cabin of Professor Agarwal sir was to promote young researcher, promote application-oriented paper, because many of the IEEE conferences happening in the world, they need a very scientifically written paper. They need a paper where there has to be a mathematical model. But who will appreciate the paper which are application-based, or who will appreciate the paper which may be less in mathematical model, but more relevant and more useful when it comes to the meaning of the translational research, solving the problem of the people which they are facing day in, day out. And that is the beauty of the INDIACom, that people from different parts of the country and world get connected. And any of the speaker, any of the author who in any time got connected with the INDIACom, year after year, they keep on connected. And that's why it is said that जो सफर की शुरुआत करते हैं, वो मंजिल तो पा ही लेते हैं. जो सफर की शुरुआत करते हैं, वो मंजिल तो पा ही लेते हैं, क्योंकि अच्छे मुसाफिर का तो रास्ते ही इंतजार करते हैं. At Bharati Vidyapeeth, we had many initiatives. This initiative was started in the year 2007. Statistics were given to you by Dr. Parul as well. I will not go in detail into the statistics, just will share with you. Out of over 1,500 papers, after huge and very critical review exercises, we finally selected 314 papers. And I always, when I conduct meeting with my team members, track in charges, the teacher in charges, I say that many of the conferences in the country, they finally have between 50 to 100 papers. And you people are rejecting 900 papers, huh? 900 to 1,000 papers. This year also they have rejected, right? 2015, we were conducting the National Annual Convention of CSI, and then we published 10 volumes from Springer. And that moment also, because every time you are shortage of fund, so I used to say, अगर ये मुझे पहले पता होता तो मैं 200 पेपर और accept कर लेता, 20 लाख रुपए registration fees और आ सकती थी. But I didn't do that because of course the quality. Now the changes have come a lot, and that's why I say that इंसान घर बदलता है, लिबास बदलता है, रिश्ते बदलता है, दोस्त बदलता है. हम सब बदलते हैं लाइफ में. इंसान घर बदलता है, लिबास बदलता है, रिश्ते बदलता है, दोस्त बदलता है. फिर भी परेशान क्यों रहता है? क्योंकि हम अपने आप को नहीं बदलते, और अपने आप को अगर बदलने लगे तो सारी चीजें चेंज हो जाएंगी. हमने INDIACom को बदला है, और हर अगले साल, हर आने वाले साल में चेंज किया है. And that's how गालिब said that उम्र भर गालिब यही भूल करता रहा, धूल चेहरे पे थी और मैं आईना साफ करता रहा. चेंज इस एक्सटेंट तक हुआ है कि अब ऑथर्स का पेपर एक्सेप्ट होना आसान नहीं है. IEEE 2020 तक पेपर्स फ्री पब्लिश करता था. अब अगर हम 1000 पेपर एक्सेप्ट कर लें तो तकरीबन 50 लाख रुपए सिर्फ IEEE को फीस देनी है. अगर आप 200 से 300 पेपर के बीच में एक्सेप्ट करते हैं किसी कॉन्फ्रेंस में, तो भी आपको बिटवीन $40 to $50 पर पेपर फीस आपको देनी है. And changes इस extent तक हुआ कि now the collaborations which were fostered out of the interactions and networking during the INDIACom sessions, that have gone to a level that a professor from Punjab is collaborating with a professor with Malaysia and writing a research paper, doing a research work. That's the kind of the joint research happening and being fostered on the platform of INDIACom. A professor from Allahabad has collaborated with a professor in France, and now they are doing collaborative research. Has happened to a level that parallel tracks of INDIACom is happening at Australia, parallel tracks of INDIACom is happening at Saudi Arabia, parallel tracks of INDIACom has started happening in the backdrop of the COVID at Hyderabad and at Chennai. That's the kind of the change which has happened in INDIACom. And earlier, if people used to say, "Mera paper मैं क्या अपने office से present कर सकता हूँ?" So we used to say no, but now it is happening. That's one successful initiative which we have started. Second successful initiative after 2 years, once we started the conference in 2007, after 2 years we started publishing a journal like any other institute publishes it from 2009. And we named it International Journal of Information Technology. In 2016, the second half of the 2016, the Springer Nature team came to me that we are following this journal in this conference and we wanted to take over both. And it was a kind of pleasant surprise for me because I was otherwise looking for a good publisher, having international repute, who can take this journal forward and I can make it a sustainable journal of the world. And then we started entering into discussions, negotiations, because I was sentimental. I had put in my heart and soul in that journal. And finally, we could do collaboration, we could do agreement, we could sign an MOU. And from January 2017 onwards, that journal started being published by Springer Nature from Singapore under the same name, International Journal of Information Technology. And his score, the 2023 site score is 5.7. And it's one among the top 100 performing journals. A journal of a private college, journal nurtured by teachers here, if can create that an impact, this implies anything and everything or any incubations like this, if we start at an institution and consistently and passionately we take it forward, certainly it will give result and it will create an impact. और इसलिए बशीर बद्र की बड़ी गजल की 4 पंक्तियां मैं यहाँ साइट करना चाहूँगा विद साइटेशन पहले दे दिया है बशीर बद्र की गजल का है कि आंखों में रहा दिल में उतर कर नहीं देखा आंखों में रहा दिल में उतर कर नहीं देखा कश्ती के मुसाफिर ने समंदर नहीं देखा कश्ती में जो चलेंगे तो छोटे-छोटे दरिया में कश्ती चलती है समंदर में छोटी बोट नहीं जा सकती वहां तो वो भंवर की शिकार हो जाएगी आंखों में रहा दिल में उतर कर नहीं देखा मींस वो इन्वॉल्वमेंट वो कमिटमेंट और वो डीप रूटेड अंडरस्टैंडिंग चाहिए जिसकी वजह से आप अपने उस इनिशिएटिव को लेकर बाहर आ सकें ऑन द फ्लाई चीजों से काम नहीं चलेगा सिर्फ ऊपर अगर हम कुछ करना चाहते हैं तो वो रिजल्ट आपको डिजायर्ड रिजल्ट नहीं मिलेगा तो पोएट कहता है कि आंखों में रहा दिल में उतर कर नहीं देखा कश्ती के मुसाफिर ने समंदर नहीं देखा जब से चला हूं मंजिल पे नजर है मेरी जब से चला हूं मंजिल पे नजर है मेरी राह में कभी मुड़कर मील का पत्थर नहीं देखा हमें कुछ पता नहीं कि अगला माइलस्टोन क्या है मैं अपने लिए और अपनी टीम के लिए हमेशा ये कहता हूं कि we will not follow any benchmark we will not keep anyone as idle yes those who have done great work we should get inspired from them and for us the message is that we will travel the untraveled path and beat the unbeaten benchmark that's the message for all of us and we keep on doing that and we will continue doing that with this slogan मैंने last year भी कहा था न थकेंगे न रुकेंगे और हम ऐसी कंटिन्यूटी इसी पैशन इसी कमिटमेंट के साथ आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे अग्रवाल सर हमेशा कहते थे प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत की बहुत बढ़िया है कंटिन्यू करना हमेशा एंड सर ने कहा कि मैं तुम्हारे प्रोग्राम में किसी भी प्रोग्राम को छोड़ के आ सकता हूँ and many of us sitting here are witness to that when he was the president of CSI president of IIT and having many responsibilities with universities and government bodies कुछ प्रोग्राम होता था तो वो 2 घंटे उसे पोस्टपोन करते 1 घंटा मेरा प्रोग्राम एडजस्ट करते थे और आते थे आज भी दूसरी मीटिंग से बीच से टाइम निकालकर सर आए लेकिन सर का अच्छा होता है कि जब मैंने इनवाइट किया तो बीइंग अ फाउंडर patron and chairperson of this conference he always helps us inspires us guides us friends things keep on changing and country has also gone through major changes all of you are aware that in the year 20 by end of the 2020 government of India Department of Education notified National Education Policy 2020 where it was made mandatory that institutions from standalone characteristics will have to change themselves and become a multidisciplinary institutions. I'm a student of Aligarh Muslim University. वहाँ तो डिसिप्लिन आप गिनते थक जाएंगे इतनी बड़ी डिसिप्लिन है तो हमें ऐसा लगा ये बहुत आसान चीज है but when I started introspecting and assessing that to which extent my campus is multidisciplinary and to which extent BVICAM per se can become multidisciplinary and contribute in this process and face the challenges which because of NEP we will be facing maybe in 3-4 years down the line. So understanding that we diversified and diversified means in 2021 onwards along with the computer science and application department we started as an institute which was niche in entire country only for MCA program, and many of the students who join MCA program now, because now the admissions are centralized basis through the test conducted by National Institute of Technology, NIT. So many of the students who join my college leave NIT and join this college. That's the kind of the preference this college gets. But this college, which was known as a niche college in computer science and application, has started from 21-22, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. On the similar line, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication has also started multiple incubations. Incubations are Bharati News. Journalism Department of Mass Communication क्या करेगा? वो media से related incubations लेकर आएगा. So Bharati News, a flagship news channel of the institution. Bharati Network, probably in coming days, that may become our English face, English mouth of the Bharati Vidyapith Institute, and for the students and the teachers of the department. We have started Bharati Times, the weekly news digest, and not like a college newspaper or maybe a college magazine. We have started Manzil. मैंने कहा ना, जब से चला हूँ मंजिल पे नजर है मेरी, राह में कभी मुड़कर मील का पत्थर नहीं देखा. तो मंजिल ऑफिशियल मैगजीन की शुरुआत हुई है, वो आज इनॉग्रेट की जाएगी. एंड विजन फिर भी वही है जैसे जब हमने जर्नल की शुरुआत की थी, जब ये विजन था कि सम बिग पब्लिशर शुड टेक इट एंड publish it for entire world. So the vision है कि this Bharati News and Bharati Network should become a mainstream channel in the country in 5 years' time. We have just started maybe around 1 year time. The Bharati Times should come up to a level that a publisher like Indian Express, Pioneer should come to me and tell that I want to make this weekly news digest as an academic edition of my own publication. That's the vision. And Manzil should compete with Frontline, India Today, etc. And publishers like that should come. That, of course, intellectual content remains with you, but we wanted to take over as a professional publication agency and market to the entire world. So that's the kind of vision these 3 initiatives have been taken. And all these lectures, all these initiatives, wherever we create technical content, we have created a repository on YouTube. So BVICAM is a separate repository where technical lectures are there, where under IEEE banner, IET, CSI, IST, all professional societies put together, because I have that fortune with me that the friends from all professional societies keep on having confidence in me in Bharati Vidyapith. तो मैं जिनको रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ ये प्रोफेशनल सोसाइटी इस इवेंट के लिए जोड़ना है, and easily I get collaboration from that. And we, in the backdrop of COVID-19, we started a technical webinar series under the platform of IEEE. Bharati Vidyapith started nurturing it, and that came to a level that my friend Daman is here. He created an idea that IEEE is inviting proposal from entire world to award some niche and novel activities which were started in the backdrop of COVID for peer learning process. He submitted a proposal just without making many preparations. He himself submitted a proposal. Proposals were received by IEEE US headquarters from entire world, and so that series finally was adjudicated as the best sustainable series of the world post-COVID scenario for knowledge dissemination, and IEEE Delhi section was invited to receive the award. And Professor Ansari is here, who received the award, and we celebrated that in the section, and the award is now given to me, and that award is with me. That's the kind of the niche we have created. In line with that, our media department has also collaborated with a known publisher, Communication Today, and we have started a media lecture series also, and 14th editions, 14 such series we have already conducted, and we wish to complete again 100, 200, because technical lecture series we have completed 143 such lectures. And all these initiatives are creating huge technical repository. Those repositories are available for the people to be used on the YouTube domain, because that has come up. And those YouTube domains, around 4 channels, Bharati News, Bharati Vidyapith, Bharati Network, that's all put together, has now close to 10,000 plus subscribers in a span of 1 year, and around 7 lakhs plus views. And we wish that all those channels has crossed the limit of being monetized, and we wish that in a 2-3 years or maybe 5 years time, it should become the flagship YouTube repository for the people for the learning purpose. So finally, I want to conclude with this note कि INDIACom सिर्फ भारतीय विद्यापीठ का प्रोग्राम नहीं बचा है, INDIACom ऑथर्स का प्रोग्राम है. जिस प्लेटफॉर्म पे 50,000 से ज़्यादा ऑथर्स अपने आप आके रजिस्टर कर रहे हों, वो प्रोग्राम अकेला एक इंस्टीट्यूशन का नहीं रह सकता. सो टीम मेंबर्स हैं, टीम में लोग बदलते रहते हैं। मेरा काम सिर्फ इतना होता है, नए मेंबर्स जो टीम में होते हैं उनको पिछली प्रैक्टिसेस मॉडिफाई करके, इनोवेट करके, चेंज करके उनको समझाना, बाकी काम वो सब खुद करते हैं। पहले ऐसा होता था सर, पूरा पूरा महीना मैं रात में अंडरग्राउंड होता था इंडियाकॉम को ठीक से शेप करके यहाँ तक पब्लिक डोमेन तक लाने के लिए। वो मुझे अब ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती है। जो टीम मेंबर्स हैं, 2-3 भी उसमें से पुराने लोग हैं, तो वो सब उसको टेक फॉरवर्ड कर रहे हैं और अच्छा है, और मेरा बहुत सारा काम आसान हो गया है। सो आई एम ग्रेटफुल टू ऑल माई टीम मेंबर्स। एंड मुझे एक एडवांटेज है, एडवांटेज ये है कि जो मेरी टीम है वो सारे सजेशंस देने के बाद फाइनली कहती है आप फाइनली जो डिसाइड करेंगे हम लोग सब उसे फॉलो करेंगे। एंड जो हम फाइनली डिसाइड करते वो उसी कमिटमेंट के साथ जो बशीर बद्र ने कहा कि जब से चला हूं मंजिल पे नजर है मेरी, राह में कभी मुड़कर मील का पत्थर नहीं देखा। वो कभी इधर उधर नहीं देखते, चाहे टीचर्स हो, स्टूडेंट्स हो, बिना थके, बिना रोए, बिना सोए, बिना घड़ी देखे उस काम में लगे होते हैं। और ये सब आपके पास जो दिखता है कि ये मैंने इतनी सारी अचीवमेंट शेयर की है, दैट बिलोंग्स टू द कंट्रीब्यूशंस ऑफ माय टीम। एंड वेयरएवर यू फील आई कुड नॉट डू, ये टीम ने कुछ किया नहीं, वो सारी डेफिशिएंसी एज हेड ऑफ द टीम बिलोंग्स टू मी। हो सकता है मैंने वो इंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं दिया हो सकता है दैट आई कुड नॉट विजुअलाइज, एंड सो ऑल डेफिशिएंसीज, शॉर्टकमिंग्स, व्हिचएवर यू रियलाइज बिलोंग्स टू मी। एंड फाइनली ये है, बहुत अच्छे स्पीकर्स होते हैं, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम होता है, और हम बहुत बार प्रोग्राम के बाद ये कहते हैं हाउ गुड द पीपल वर, हाउ गुड द फूड, हाउ डिलीशियस द फूड वाज, how nice the auditorium was, how good the arrangement was. These are not the parameters, friend, to judge any success or failure of any program. The parameter to judge the success or failure of the program will be that whether after completion of the program, ये 3 दिन की deliberation जो यहाँ होंगी, इनके completion के बाद, was there any take away? वो take away, मैंने आपको बहुत सारे take away गिनाए कि collaborations हो रहे हैं, एक कंट्री से दूसरे कंट्री में, एक यूनिवर्सिटी से दूसरे यूनिवर्सिटी में, इतनी सारी पीएचडी अवार्ड हो रही हैं, ये सारे टेक अवेज हैं। आफ्टर कंप्लीशन ऑफ द प्रोग्राम, if it could change something differently to be done than what we have been doing earlier, probably the purpose of the program will only then be met. So enjoy this platform, both who have come here and those who have joined online and those who have already presented paper today and will be presenting paper in next 2 days. Enjoy this platform. This is your platform. Make it as productive as possible and take the takeaway forward so that in some next INDIACom, I can quote those takeaways, those contributions on the INDIACom. That's my request to all of you. And my one more acknowledgement, Dr. Yogesh is here. Right from first INDIACom, he's from Mumbai, one of the national institution in Mumbai. He keeps on coming to the campus, and 10, 15, 20 scholars he takes and come. And this time he has come with 46 scholars from Mumbai all the way. And all his papers were presented today. That's the kind of the trust which INDIACom has developed amongst the authors. So thank you so much. Wish you all the best. God bless you all and enjoy this. Keep learning despite disruption. That's my slogan since COVID-19. All the best to all of you.
Thank you, sir, for the pearls of wisdom. BVICAM feels greatly privileged to introduce to you Professor A.Q. Ansari, Chairperson IEEE Delhi Section, who has dedicated his life to serving our country, community, or profession with unwavering commitment and valor. Sir has demonstrated exceptional leadership, courage, and resilience, leaving an indelible mark on all those they have encountered. His unwavering dedication has inspired countless individuals and earned them the utmost respect and admiration. Please join me in welcoming Professor A.Q. Ansari.
Good afternoon. See, nothing more remains to be told after Professor M.N. Hoda has spoken. Yet, I would like to take the privilege of telling you something about the computer science and the 18th year of the success of INDIACom that has been told to us. Very respected Professor K.K. Agarwal sir, Professor M.N. Hoda, Professor Vyas, Professor Saini, Shiv Kumar ji, many delegates whom I know from IEEE, IETE, and other institutions, and my dear young friends. It's a great privilege to be present in this inaugural session. It's a pleasure to see the young faces and pleasure to listen to the success stories of various initiatives that were taken by Professor Amin Huda. I am also associated with this institute ever since Professor Huda joined this institute. At that time, I used to be in Jamia Hamdard as the head of the Department of Computer Science there, and then we started collaborations. We worked together into various ventures, including ISTE, and then IETE and IEEE. As the INDIACom has reached its adulthood, I am given to recall my memory of the initiatives taken by some of our elders into the era of field of computer science. And they knew the fact very well that India had missed two of the industrial revolutions that came to its fore. We missed the first industrial revolution. We missed the second industrial revolution because of the lack of resources, lack of manpower, and also the lack of willpower. But then the people who were at the helm of affairs when IT industry came, I remember Professor V. Rajaraman, who was a professor of electrical engineering at IIT Kanpur. He took the initiative of talking to the then Prime Minister of the country and said that mere teaching the computer engineering as a subject would not suffice if we want to catch up with the industrial revolution that is likely to come into this world. And therefore he suggested that all those young students who have the analytical bent of mind, they have the logical thinking, they have mathematics as the core, and at least physics in one of the subjects in their graduation, all those graduates should be subjected to study the computer science, and application of computer science was his core idea, and it was he who gave the idea of starting the MCA program. Ladies and gentlemen, you should remember that it is primarily because of the starting of the MCA program that our country could not only become could catch up with the industrial revolution, the IT revolution, but we became the leader into this field. So all thanks to those kind of elders, including Professor K.K. Agrawal sir, who had the vision of starting such programs, taking such initiatives, who could help our children grow and could find their own space into the competitive world of the information technology and computer science. Many of us are the leaders in the world. Many of the children whom we taught into our institutions, they are the leaders of information technology, AI, data sciences, and whatnot. Once I remember I met Professor V. Rajaraman. Do you recall that he wrote a book on fundamentals of computers? Professor V. Rajaraman. Then after a few years, his another book came, and it was the fundamentals of IT and fundamentals of information technology. So in one of the meetings, he was at that time occupying a chair at the IISc Bangalore, and I asked him, so that you wrote the book Fundamentals of Computers, and then you wrote the Fundamentals of Information Technology. I mean, was it really needed? Then he said, I wrote it so that Professor Ansari could understand the difference between the two. I mean, jokingly he said, but he meant it, that even those who are at the very senior level, they hardly try to understand the difference between computer science and the information technology. So that's the kind of people we had, and we had that privilege. I'm very happy that INDIACom, with all its glamour and its popularity, has come to this stage. And I'm also very, very proud that being the chair of IEEE Delhi section, a part of this journey, and have become a witness to this celebration today. Thank you very much. I welcome all those delegates who have come here to present their paper. I wish them a very good and very pleasant stay. The students who are in the management committee and organizing team, I wish them success. I wish that you do with great, great enthusiasm and try to learn the leadership, the kind of leader that you have at the helm of affairs, Professor Ayman Huda, and the kind of leadership that he has given to all his colleagues and friends is admirable. I wish that you all become the same kind of a leader and even better in your life. Thank you very, very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. We are very privileged to have you here. Next, we have with us Professor ABM Shaukat Ali.
Friends, I have forgotten to tell you, Professor Muhammad Yamin, the adjunct professor at the Australian National University, Canberra, and a full-time professor at King Abdulaziz University, Saudi Arab, Jeddah, Saudi Arab. He has been a great source of strength to me for making it to international level and nurturing and strengthening my international track. And last 9 editions, he was here on stage. This year, he had some problem in his knee, and he is in hospital bed. He has got his knee operated, but understand his passion and commitment. Because I was trying to log into the WebEx to see that who all my friends have finally joined, but I could not log in. They are resolving the problem. A new laptop came. So just Parul updated me that Professor Yamin has joined the inaugural session online on WebEx right from the bed of the hospital. So thank you so much, but will not tax him to speak this time. So any other time he will speak. Thank you so much. He's a great source of strength for making it at international level. And he has joined online. That shows his commitment and passion for the India.
Thank you, Professor Yamin. Next, we have us Professor ABM Shaukat Ali from the University of Fiji. I request the technical team to take sir's video. We present BVICAM Welcome Sir with a digital bouquet. Sir, am I audible to you? Sir, this is Dr. Parul from BVICAM. Am I audible?
Yep.
Okay. Welcome to you, sir. The audience is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you. I need to read to the slide. Let me see. You are sharing a PowerPoint. All right. Can you see my slides? Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yeah. Can you see my slides? Is it visible?
No, sir. It's not visible. Sir, just a minute.
Sir, please put it in slideshow mode.
Yeah, I'm showing it. I'm showing it, but it's not coming up.
Sir, we can see the slides, but they are not in slideshow mode.
Yep. I believe you can
Yes,
see
sir.
now.
Now it's perfect.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Good evening. It's midnight in my place. So I would like to thanks to the chair and organizing team and Professor Yamin as well. So thanks for the opportunity to talk. I was listening. I can see it's a very big forum. I mean, India means always big forum. That's great. So I'm giving just few words to you. So my topic, just headline of your conference, Computing for Sustainable Global Development. As our presenter already mentioned, I'm from Fiji, the University of Fiji. So my area and specialization on AI. My PhD on machine learning. Basically, today we deal into intersection of technology and sustainability, exploring computing solution of driving positive change worldwide. You can see, so one technology, ChatGPT, how much change brought to us, how much challenge placed to us. So this is the way basically technology is moving very fast. That's why United Nations put the target Sustainable Development Goals. So computing, IT also under this umbrella. So under this United Nations SDS guide, global efforts, to end poverty, protect the planet, and promote prosperity. These are the things. You can see the figure here. So that is basically fall on sustainability. So key goals for computing, definitely by offering technology, we would like to remove poverty. We like to keep our planet well. Education should be effective and useful. We would like to build sustainable city, also health. Health access, digital health, smart health. These are the things basically, we need to consider if we really like to handshake with sustainable development goals. Computing drives progress by innovating solution. Also, data, we need to make it gold. More than that, diamond. So that's the things we need to consider. So computing empowers especially sustainable development goal through innovative solutions and data utilization. Our world basically full of data, but I don't know what percentage of people know how to use this data. How could we use this data, just to transform into knowledge? That's the challenge. So some examples: renewable energy optimization, precision agriculture, healthcare access. Computing foster efficiency, scalability, and inclusively in sustainable development efforts. Renewable energy is one of the things. It's totally controlled by computing now. You can say smart meter. You can control your energy expenses from anywhere now. So this is the outcome of computing, advanced computing. So the smart meter and everything controlled by basically computing. The solar power, hydropower, whatever we are making outside of the power station, and we need to integrate to national grid. This is also advanced computing. Smart city and sustainable urban development, this is very important. Our land are very limited, especially agricultural land. In our Asian subcontinent, we are, using agricultural land to build our house without any hesitation. That's a disaster. The big challenge I can see in front of us, shortage of food. Food might be second choice. Shortage of drinking water is a big challenge coming. Those countries are rich with drinking water. They might be richer the country they have oil. Okay, so computing enhanced city livability, resilience, and environmental sustainability. All these things. Okay, a city, how much car can take, and what would be the traffic load, what would be the next plan to expand the route, everything we could do on advanced computing. One more item, national security, it's a big challenge. Very big challenge. Not only in the financial, institute. Some people taking our health data. Australia lost data few times. Hacker from outside, taking the data. So that kind of security we have to make sure. We have to make sure by using advanced computing. Advanced computing, especially giving that kind of opportunity. So continuous investment in cybersecurity research, training, infrastructure is imperative to mitigate risks and ensure the resilience of digital ecosystem. Finally, the things are coming. When quantum would come, That time all the existing security will back down. We should be ready for that. This is another advanced computing platform coming to us. Many organizations already adopted. So we should be ready to handshake with this kind of technology. In conclusion, computing stands in own way in driving sustainability, global development, offering innovative solutions to pressing challenges. As we move forward, we have to learn this technology and we have to adjust synchronization with our need, this technology to make a better world for us, also for the next generation. Thank you. If you have any question, please forward to me.
Thank you, sir. For the gratitude, we show the e-memento. Ritika ma'am. And an e-certificate. A huge round of applause. Thank you, sir. A huge round of applause for sir. Ladies and gentlemen and esteemed members, it's my privilege to welcome Professor A.K. Nayak, former President of Computer Society of India, with over 30 years of experience in teaching, training and research in insights promise to enrich our gathering profoundly. Please join in welcoming Professor A.K. Nayak.
Thank you very much, Parul ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to everybody.
Sir, the audience is all yours.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Chief Guest of this August occasion, the 18th INDIACom and 11th International Conference on Computing for Sustainable Global Development, our mentor, our guide, and our teacher, Honorable Dr. K.K. Agrawal, the former chairman of National Board of Accreditation and former as well as founder vice chancellor of Indraprastha University, New Delhi, the former president of Computer Society of India as well as IETE, my beloved younger brother, the key architect of this INDIACom, Dr. M.N. Hodaji, younger brothers, Dr. A.K. Sai, the National President of Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineer, Dr. A.K. and other dignitaries who are present, and many of the dignitaries participating from countries out of them.
There is a slide network issue.
Colleagues, invitees, and all the participants attending this August inaugural ceremony. It is a great privilege for me to be a participant of the great international conference INDIACom for 16 times, out of which it is third time I have been connected in virtual mode due to some preoccupation and some engagement which have been assigned. But first of all, I must have to congratulate the BVICAM, the team who have been engaged in organizing this INDIACom since several years under the dynamic and able guidance leadership of Professor M.N. Doda, to whom I always do consider as my most beloved younger brother. I definitely somehow differing with हुडा साहब जो हुडा साहब ने बताए थे, ये रिश्ता बदलते रहता है, माफ करना छोटे भाई, अब तो बोलना चाहूंगा समय बदलता रहता है, समाज बदलता रहता है, इंसान बदलता रहता है, मंजिल बदलता रहता है, मन बदलता रहता है, काम बदलता रहता है, परिवेश बदलता रहता है, लेकिन रिश्ता नहीं बदलता है। एक बार जो रिश्ता में बंधे गए तो सब दिन के लिए रहता है। बड़े भाई और छोटे भाई का रिश्ता कभी बदलेगा नहीं है। इसलिए जो रिश्ता को मानता है वो महान होता है। And it is the great effort of Professor Hoda, and he has created so good rishtas with anybody, lot of people from the around the world. And today, the people who have been connected with the INDIACom since last 18 years, they have been continuously also connected. If people like me also. It is a great thing and great contribution that Professor Hoda has given. And जहाँ तक हमारे गुरुदेव, हमारा गाइड, मेंटर, डॉक्टर के अग्रवाल साहब का सवाल है, I can only tell, ना सूरज का बिना सुबह होता है, ना चांद का बिना रात होता है, ना बादल का बिना बरसात होता है, ना आपका patronage का बिना INDIACom होता है. So your great presence since the inception and great guidance to this INDIACom actually today provided the platform and with which it has achieved the excellence. It has achieved the height of excellence. And so far as the theme is concerned, theme is always constant, that is the computing for sustainable global development. But the thing is that for sustainability of the globe, for sustainability of the various activities that is happening and occurring inside the world, the ICT is always very crucial. The IT has been always very crucial. It is contributing in some way, this way or that way, and perhaps that everybody of us knows that no walk of our life, no walk of the mankind, or no activities of the mankind today, directly or indirectly, have been impacted by the information and communication technology. Even if you can tell by the emergence of many of the advanced computing techniques and by the emergence and empowerment of the different intelligence domains, now the computer, the ICT, is capable to do everything, even if to transforming or converting the energy into the matters also, and providing and having the communication capability in the telepathy manner also, and all these things have been achieved except the birth and the death. But I can tell, even in some partial way, it is also being able to control the birth also. Today we are having the several techniques for production of the babies and all these things, where the ICT has already been successfully used. So the thing is that in this direction, what INDIACom has contributed, and the particular contribution of BVICAM, that it became quite successful so far as harnessing the relationship among the people all over the world, particularly the authors community, the participant community, and the IT fraternity. As Professor Hoda was telling, more than 50,000 authors have been registered in these last 18 years. It is not a matter of joke. So I can simply tell it is the platform which is helping the people for disseminating their knowledge, which is helping the people for illuminating their ideas, which is helping the people for showcasing their talent, and which is helping the people for building the images also. I can tell INDIACom एक ऐसा टूल के रूप में काम करता है जो सभी चीज को सेटिस्फाई करता है. हम बोलते हो ज्ञान नहीं होता है यदि संचारित नहीं होता है, वो आलोक नहीं होता है यदि प्रकाशित नहीं होता है, वो प्रतिभा नहीं होता है यदि विकसित नहीं होता है, वो कामयाबी नहीं होता है यदि इसका प्रतिबिंब नहीं होता है. ये सभी क्षेत्र में INDIACom एक अनोखा प्रयास प्रयोग है, and INDIACom is working very successfully in this direction. And so far as the sustainable global development is concerned, everybody of us knows that now to achieve the target of the sustainable global development by 2030, there are 17 agendas have been defined by the United Nations. And in each of the agenda, we have to explore, the people who are participating in this conference will explore how this ICT can contribute successfully to fulfillment of all the 17 agendas which will lead towards a sustainable global development, starting from eradication of hunger, eradication of poverty, and providing a good health and well-being, and as well as providing quality education, and making the gender equality, and providing the clean water and sanitation, and provide the affordable energy, and define a good work culture, and economic growth, and industry innovation and infrastructure. Like this, lot of goals have been set, lot of agendas have been set. The living of the creatures below the water, living of the people above, on the world, and corporate peace and tranquility and peace and development and partnership. All these things, what have been the agenda have been set up by the UNO. And I do feel that our ICT, this computing, will help in a very great way in this direction, so that the dream can be translated into action. It may not be by the 30 all goals and all these things can be fulfilled for achieving the sustainable global development. But if it is if it is effectively used, and time will come, the sustainable global development will come. But in this direction, I can tell INDIACom is contributing in a very great way, and I must have to salute Professor Hoda, who is having the great capability in organizing a conference, the national and international conference of such magnitude, where more than 15,000 papers have been collected and more than 300 papers have been selected. With these few words, once again, congratulating the whole team of the INDIACom, as well as its leader, Professor M.N. Hoda, and wishing all the best for the successful deliberation of the 3 days conference. I conclude my speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your words with us. I request the technical team to share the e-certificate. Thank you so much, sir. I request the team to share the e-memento. A huge round of applause.
I gracefully accept it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Next, we have Professor Atatürk, Cyprus Science University. BVICAM warmly welcomes you, sir, with the digital bouquet. I invite sir to impart gathering with his great words.
Dear Honorable Chairpersons of Conference, Professor Agarwal, Conference General Chair Professor Yamin, Director Professor Hoda, distinguished representatives, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, my regards to you all. I would like to thank my dear friends and colleagues, Conference General Chair Professor Yamin and Professor Hoda, for inviting me to this very significant conference. I am pleased to be with you for the 3rd time at this 18th INDIACom. Based on my years of academic and on-site experience, I'd like to touch on global sustainability in the relationship between computing and global sustainability. In all fields and applications, sustainability means living a livable world with sustainable ecological, economic, and social conditions for future generations. In encyclopedias, it means retaining a state of permanence while ensuring the continuity of diversity and productivity. Sustainable global development means addressing social and environmental issues with the same sensitivity as economic growth. Global sustainability, which has three different legs, environmental, social, and economic, needs to be managed in a very comprehensive and technical way. In human-dominated ecological systems, there are always issues of crisis and solutions to global sustainability arising from increased demand, consumption, and limited resources. Global sustainability is built on three basic components, which include environmental, economic, and social dimensions. The triangle of sustainable global development containing these components was discussed for the first time at the UN Conference on Environmental and Development held in Brazil 1992. 5 years after, our Common Future report was released. According to this, the fact that something is sustainable was explained by necessity that it must also be economically developable. Therefore, while sustainability focuses on the efficient use of resources in the long term, it also says that the ecological balance in actions and activities should be maintained. In order for a society to be socially sustainable, equality, diversity, inclusiveness, the principle of life, and democracy are essential. In summary, all these components, which are listed as environmental, economic, and social, are of equal importance. They are related to each other, and the sustainability of each of them depends on each other. In order to live a livable world for future generations, all these concepts should be considered together. Computing is the use of any computer, storage, network, or other physical devices, infrastructure, and process to create, process, store, secure, modify all kinds of electronic data. Global sustainability is a term used to describe the production, management, use, and disposal of information technology products in a way that minimizes damage globally. Global sustainability has been on the agenda for a long time, but it has shown its impact in almost every field in recent years. It will continue to do so. It is not out of question that sustainability in every field will not be affected by this orientation. From production to disposal, there are striking results when the entire life cycle is taken into account. This is exactly why institutions and companies should question whether these are energy efficient products when purchasing desktop or laptop computers. At the same time, they should integrate the principles of sustainability in information technologies into their purchasing and operational policies and create roadmap for sustainable information technology strategies. Electronic waste is among the fastest deteriorating waste in the world. In 2019, 53.6 million electronic waste were generated, an increase of 21% in the last 5 years. Some of the electronic waste is separated as hazardous, some of it as valuable, and some of it as recyclable materials. Since the separation of electronic waste is not economically profitable enough in developed countries where manpower is relatively more valuable, this type of waste is usually exported to less developed countries by illegal means. In less developed countries, electronic waste disposal is carried out with the less technological methods, and there is higher negative environmental impact due to relatively weak regulations. In addition, the chemicals used also affect the health of people working in this sector. It is expected that the carbon footprint of institutions due to computing will be equivalent to the annual electricity use of 463 million vehicles or 256 million homes by 2027. Therefore, institutions and companies need to take measures from a sustainability perspective in their operations and data centers. It is critical to evaluate options such as arrangements where cooling systems can work in the most efficient way in data centers. Adequate cooling instead of excessive cooling, using energy efficient power sources, and using cloud technologies wherever possible. Employees can also create a positive effect by configuring the sleep mode of the computers and monitors they use for short periods of time. I thank you all for listening me. I wish you all the best. I again thank my dear friend and colleague, Conference General Chair Prof. Yamin and Director Professor Huda for inviting me to this great conference. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, and I wish to inform all the participants online and offline that I have just received information Professor Ataatun is going to take over as the Vice Chancellor of Northern Cyprus University. So thank you so much and wish you all the best and big congratulations to you, sir.
Congratulations, sir. BVICAM, thank you, sir, for a token of appreciation by an e-certificate. A huge round of applause to sir. And with an e-memento too. Thank you, sir, for being with us. Next, we have Dr. Yasser Ades from Greenwich University, London. BVICAM warmly welcomes sir with the digital bouquet. We warmly welcome you, sir.
Tell me when you want me to start.
Yes, sir, please.
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to your now very prestigious conference. I think this is my, not sure how many times I've come before, but it's maybe 6 or 7 times. But there's been quite an improvement in the performance of this conference. It's really quite impressive. Very, very proud and very honored to be invited once again to your conference. I want to talk about a theme that I've mentioned before, which is IT project failure rates. IT project failure rates remain very high, unsustainable, and show no signs of abating. In the 2020 report by the Standish Group, they found that 66% of technology projects, IT projects, end up either in partial or total failure. And this was a survey based on 50,000 projects globally. Larger projects tend to fail more often than smaller projects, but even tiny projects, about 1 in 10 of them fail. So yes, with larger projects, the percentage of failure is very high, but even small projects fail. 31% of US IT projects were cancelled outright. Research from McKinsey in 2020 also showed that 17% of large IT projects go so badly that they threaten the very existence of the company. And the Consortium of Information and Software Quality found that that the losses incurred just in US firms per year was 260 billion. That's the development, that's costs of IT projects, development which is thrown away. 260 billion every year. And the total cost of operational failures caused by poor software is 1.56 trillion. $1.56 trillion. And that's in the United States alone. There is no evidence that the problem is abating. In fact, if we go back to the 1950s and the 1960s, we didn't have these problems at all in computing. It only began to emerge in the 1970s. Whenever we started to use computers for other than computing, we started to run into trouble. When we used computers for computing, whether it was mathematical applications or engineering applications or scientific applications, we had no problems. So long as we were number crunching, computers were doing a great job. When we started to use computers to support human communications, we started to run into trouble, big trouble. And the problem has not abated at all, despite significant advances in hardware, significant advances in telecommunications, significant advances even in software engineering itself. I mean, in software engineering, the first compiler took us about 16 man-years to develop. We can now, with advanced software engineering tools and theories, we can develop a compiler in less than 6 months, 6 man-months. So the problem is not going away. The focus in the past has been on either project failure in terms of failure to deliver, budget failure, schedule failure, and very often, as I said, just not delivering the system at all. A good example of that is the National Health Service, which was $10 billion worth of software, and it was never delivered. It was thrown away. But actually, there's something worse than total failure to deliver. There is actually something worse, and that is to actually accept software which is so buggy that it destroys people's lives. And we've seen an example of that now in the United Kingdom. This is well known in the media now. It's the Horizon software that runs the UK Postal Service. Horizon was commissioned in 1999, but it is now embroiled in the most widespread miscarriage of justice in British legal history. Just to give you a bit of background, the UK Postal Service is organised into branches, and the branches are run by postmasters. These are usually small private companies, often family companies, and they have a contract with the post. They're the people that you see when you send your parcel or package or letter. These are the branches you go into. Hundreds of them were accused of stealing money from the telly, stealing money from the Postal Service. 900 of them were prosecuted. 700 of them went to court, and they were all innocent. All of them were innocent. This is why this is referred to as the most widespread miscarriage of justice in British legal history. They convicted so many people and they destroyed so many people's lives because the software told them that this person has stolen this much money from this branch. But in fact, he didn't. It was an error in software. When you look at the literature that's written about this, and it's quite significant, if you go on the internet to do a search on the Horizon software, you'll find tens and tens of articles, and there's a couple of ABC programs and TV programs that talked about this. But they have, there are a lot of pundits that try to tell you where the problem is, who's at fault. Is it the legal system? Is it the judges? Is it the politicians? David Cameron himself is accused of failing his duty when he was responsible. We can go back and say, well, it's a software testing team. I mean, the software testing team accepted the software on behalf of the users. If they've accepted it on behalf of the users and they've accepted poor software, then it's the software testing team's fault. But that would not be accurate enough, because the software test team that accepts the software is doing so on the basis of requirement specification that's written down in front of them. Now, who produced the requirement specification? This is where the problem arises. It's the requirement specification that caused the problem. The software test team accepted software by ticking boxes and saying, yes, the software meets the requirement specification, on the assumption that it will be fit for purpose. But the problem is the requirement specification itself. That is the root of the problem. So we can blame the systems analysts, the business analysts, all of what you like, the requirements engineers, the requirements analysts who put down the spec in the first place. And where are they? Well, they've left the crime scene. They're gone. They packed up and gone a long time ago. You know, this system was introduced in 1999, so the requirements would have been developed in maybe a couple of years before that, certainly before 1999. How many of them are around? And actually, you can't blame them either, because one of the big problems that we have in building information systems is that the methods that we have for the development of software are not appropriate. The theories that underpin these methods were carried over from the engineering discipline. And the world of engineering is quite different, you know, physical engineering. The world of physical engineering is quite different from the world of management. The underlying theories that you require for that is quite different. The issues of semantics is critical. And when I say semantics, let me just clarify. I'm here talking about the relationship between science and reality. I'm not talking about the relationship between one sign and another set of signs. When we're talking about the relationship of science to science, we're in the world of syntax. We're in the world of software engineering. We're converting one set of science into another set of science. When we talk about semantics at that level, we're talking about the semantics of syntax. We're not talking about semantics, that is anchoring science to the world outside. So you have a system, the horizon system is saying this branch has stolen 12,000 pounds. Okay, it's making a statement about reality. It's claiming that that particular person stole that much money. Okay, but it's not true, and that's where the problem is. So we're dealing with the issue of semantics. And so the problem we have, yes, they emerge during the systems analysis phase, but we can excuse the analysts because they don't have sufficiently good methods to deal with the problems that we face in articulating requirements. The engineering methods, the physical engineering world, the problem in it is solving the problem. The problem is usually quite difficult to solve, but it's not difficult to articulate. Whereas in the world of management and running organizations, the problem is articulating what the problems is. This is the big difference. The most important area, the most important theory that has evolved in the last 30, 40 years that help us in this is the semantic normal form that was developed by Professor Ronald Stamper. This is something that we've tested and we've got exceptionally good results with. I end the note here with trying to encourage computer scientists who want to work in the analysis field, okay, to focus on the issue of semantics in particular and look at the underlying methods that we're using for requirement specification to avoid the misery that we're facing now in the IT world. And I'll end there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for gathering beautiful words to our audience. We now thank sir with a token of appreciation with an e-certificate.
Thank you.
A huge applaud for sir. I request the technical team to share the e-memento as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
A small token of appreciation from BVICAM.
Most appreciated. Thank you.
Next, we have us with Professor Girija Shetty, Department of Information Technology and System, University of Canberra, Australia. We welcome you, ma'am, with an e-bouquet.
Thank you.
I invite ma'am to impart gathering over the great words.
Thanks. Hi everyone. My name is Girija Shetty. I am from University of Canberra, Australia. I'm a professor in computing and information technology. I must thank first Professor Hoda and Professor Yamin for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to share the dais with so many reputed and accomplished researchers and academics. So I have been associated with this conference for a long time, and I really enjoy the proceedings, the talks, and each of the special sessions they have, and keeping up with the trend every time. They have got some very exciting set of tracks, including this time we have a sustainable computing track and high performance computing track, high speed networking and information security track, software engineering and emerging technologies track, and a special conference on information engineering and management. So I think these different tracks ensure that we are able to. The conference organizers have done a great job on putting together some of the very hot topics into these tracks and make sure in this age of generative AI where there is so much um, large language models and generative artificial intelligence techniques, we should be able to harness them to be able to of use to change the world and address the challenges that human beings are facing in terms of health and climate. And rightfully, this conference tries to address that. That's really something I am very impressed about, and I like to be part of it. I've been uh, there for several times. So, without much, I'm not going to give a talk on my research area or my expertise at this stage, but if anyone has got any interest, if you just, I am available in LinkedIn and available in my university website, Google me, and I'll be happy to invite any of the delegates and participants to Australia in my lab to be able to work on some of the cross collaboratory research areas. I have got a team of about 10, 20 researchers working with me, so it will be a great pleasure working with some of the delegates and participants in the conference. So I would like to wish everyone a great conference, and hopefully you will take back some wonderful memories, wonderful collaborations as part of this conference, and then try to make this world a better place by working together as a researchers and academicians. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your words with us. BVICAM is highly grateful when the token of appreciation with an e-certificate. A huge round of applause for ma'am.
Thank you.
I also request technical team to share the e-memento. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next, we have Dr. George from University of Wollongong, Dubai. BVICAM warmly welcomes you, sir, with a digital bouquet. We invite Sir to impart gathering with his great words. The audience is all yours, sir.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I really appreciate it. I also appreciate the digital flowers. Um, it's really something nice. Unfortunately, I couldn't be with you at this time due to an extensive workload. However, this is something that I'm hoping to change in the next event. So hopefully, in the next event, I will be physically there. Now, I just want to, I'm not going to take your time actually. Already the previous speakers, covered pretty much everything with their great motivation words. I just want to really pick up on what it was said at the beginning of the conference, especially from Professor Huda, regarding collaborations. So I see these events, and especially events like INDIACom, which is one of the biggest events on earth, I would say, actually, with 1,400 participants, is definitely one of the top, one of the most important events, not just in India, but on the planet itself, actually, with a massive number of participants and the quality of the participants. We had the president of Computer Science Society, Dr. Noak, giving a talk. So really, it's a platform for collaboration. And really, I want to see my details are available for everybody. My email is available. My LinkedIn profile is available. Really, I want to see how we can actually take it to the next step and establish some great collaborations. It's let's utilize this platform and meet and work together and develop more interest groups. And not just collaborations for papers, but for actual significant research projects in sustainability and other areas that can actually benefit the society. I mean, we have the great minds in one place. I mean, this is a great chance. How many companies have access to 1,400 doctors and as scientists, right? That's a big amount. I mean, we are in pair with companies like maybe AMD and Intel out there. If you take the amount of people, the amount of experts that this platform is attracting. So really, I want to see, and I'm looking to Professor Hoda for leadership in this, for how we can actually convert this platform to a research innovation hub. We have the technology, we have the experts, we have the knowledge, we have the support, now we have the platform. So this is certainly something. Sorry, my connection was, I hope I'm still audible. So yeah, this is something basically that should be, I would like to see this as the next step. Now, once again, thank you so much for the invitation. It's really appreciated, but I'm looking forward for the next step. Yeah, let's have a great conference. I'm looking forward to see what the amazing presenters have to show in the next events. Thank you so much all for inviting me, and I'm looking forward to see you in person in the next event.
Thank you, sir, for sharing a wonderful insight. We'll be there with the teleconferencing. I request the technical team to share the e-memento and the e-certificate. A huge round of applause to sir. Thank you, sir. It's a small token of appreciation from BVICAM.
Thank you so much.
Encouraged by the resounding success of past 16 editions of INDIACom since its inception in 2007, when INDIACom 2007, INDIACom 2024 received over 1,300 papers, as told by Professor M.N. Huda sir also, authored by more than 3,500 authors from 26 countries, over 600 senior experts, researchers, delegates from none other than 26 countries like USA, Australia, Malaysia, Canada, South Arabia, Tunisia, Serbia, Romania, UK, and many more from all states of India will be participating during the 3 days of the conference. After a series of tough review exercises by a team of over 600 experts, 314 papers authored by more than 800 authors from different parts of the country and abroad have been accepted for presentation in INDIACom 2024 during the 3 days under different panel tracks. A chosen set of 40 papers have also been published in the hard copy of the proceeding with ISBN and ISSN serials, which will be released today. All the 13-14 papers have also been published in the soft copy of the proceedings. I now request our chief guest, Professor K.K. Agarwal, along with all the eminent dignitaries, to release the proceeding of INDIACom 2024. The completion of this work has been made possible through our website. I request Professor K.K. Agarwal, sir, to release our website. Yes, sir. It's
and objectives of INDIACom. Navigate through the tabs and you will discover a diverse range of tracks under which various papers are categorized. Delve deeper into a scientific track and you will find an array of insightful papers. Learn more about our organizers by visiting the dedicated page where our vision, mission, and commitment to quality processes are outlined. INDIACOM's success is attributed to the dedication of numerous committees, including the Editorial Board, Advisory Committee, IEEE Oversight Committee, TPC members, Local Organizing Committee, and Website Content Development Committee. For any inquiries or assistance, feel free to reach out to us using the contact information provided on our website.
Thank you, team. A huge round of applause for the content development team. It's a matter of great privilege for me to unveil before you the 55th issue, that is volume 16, number 2 of the International Journal of Information Technology, an official journal of Bharati Vidyapeeth Institute of Computer Applications and Management with acronym BIGIT. Ranked at Q2 level, published by Springer Nature from Singapore and indexed at SCI Magua and Scoopub with latest site score of 5.7. The issue is also live on the Springer content. With now I request all eminent dignitaries and Dr. Ritika, Managing Director BIGIT, to release the volume 16 number 2 issue of BIGIT. Thank you all. I feel privileged to unveil Bharati Times, a weekly news digest, an initiative of Department of Journalism and Mass Communication of BVICAM. BVICAM takes pride in being a comprehensive source of information, ensuring the readers stay well on the latest happenings in every sphere of life. With this, I now request all the eminent dignitaries and Dr. Rahul, editor Bharati Times, to release Bharati Times. BVICAM feels honored to unveil a quarterly official magazine, an initiative of Department of Journalism and Mass Communication of BVICAM. With this, now I request all the eminent dignitaries and Dr. Sheel, editor of Manzil, to release Manzil. BVICAM feels honored to unveil a Bharati News release shows of Bharati News, a flagship news channel, an initiative of the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. I request all the dignitaries, along with Dr. Vanshika, Mr. Pushpinder, Mr. Jayant, and Ayushi ma'am, to come on the stage and unveil it.
भारती न्यूज सीधा सटीक और निष्पक्ष।
Thank you, sir. Next, we have BVICAM feels honored to unveil web portal of DELCON 2024, a flagship official conference of IEEE Delhi section. DELCON 24 has an enriching experience filled with insightful discussions, networking, opportunities, and recognition, and this year BVICAM is hosting it.
To DELCON 2024, the flagship conference of IEEE Delhi section taking place from the 21st to 23rd of November 2024. As you explore our website, you will find a detailed landing page that articulates the purpose and objectives of DELCON 2024. Navigate through the tabs to gain insights into IEEE Delhi section, and BVICAM. the esteemed collaborators of DELCON 2024. Discover the diverse tracks under which papers will be submitted, covering a wide array of topics and disciplines. The Submit Paper tab outlines the complete process along with deadlines, ensuring a seamless submission experience for authors. Our commitment to quality is showcased in a separate tab. Delcon's success is attributed to the dedication of numerous committees and collaborations. Looking to register for the conference? The website provides detailed information about the registration process and associated costs. Join us at DELCON 2024 for an enriching experience filled with insightful discussions, networking opportunities, and recognition of groundbreaking research. We look forward to welcoming you to this prestigious event.
BVICAM feels honored to unveil web portal of NSC Tractate, the annual fest of BVICAM, which highlights paper presentation contest for students. And the best paper award will be awarded more than 10,000, recognizing excellence and innovation.
Welcome to NSC 2024, the annual fest of BVICAM, taking place from the 1st to the 2nd of March 2024. Explore our website's landing page to discover the plethora of events conducted during NSC. Click on Tractate to submit your paper for the Students' Paper Competition. First, fill in your details to create a member ID. Once you have created your member ID, you can log in to your account. Now, select the event you wish to participate in and showcase your talents. Interested in viewing the NSC proceedings? Simply click on Proceedings to access them. The best paper will be awarded a prize worth Rs 10,000. Join us at NSC 2024 for a celebration of talent, creativity, and innovation. We look forward to seeing you at this exciting event.
Ladies and gentlemen and my dear students, please join me in welcoming the distinguished chief guest, Professor K.K. Agarwal. With an illustrious career spanning decades, Sir's contribution to academia, industry and society are truly unparalleled. As a chancellor and noted academician and chairman of the National Board of Accreditation and founder vice-chancellor of GGSIP University, New Delhi, he has left an indelible mark. His pioneer work in electronics and computer engineering, coupled with over 350 publications in esteemed journals, reflects his dedication to the field. Sir's influence extends globally, with lectures delivered at prestigious universities worldwide. Recognized with numerous awards, including the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Institute of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, and declared Man of the Millennium, his legacy continues to inspire generations. Please join me in honoring Professor K.K. Agarwal. Remarkable achievements and contributions on the stage.
My very dear friend, Professor Hoda, the focal point of INDIACom, Professor Ansari, Chairman IEEE Delhi section, and a person who has been helping us in the evolution of computer science and quality control in several meetings. Professor Seni, presently the president of IETE, Professor Vyas, Professor Shiv Kumar, my very eminent colleagues from CSI, IET, IST, MP, IITP, etc. The faculty of this institution and dear young students. As you have been told, it's always a pleasure to be in INDIACom. I think everybody in my house also knows that if I'm going to Bharati Vidyapith, I'm going for INDIACom. It's has become almost synonymous for 18 years. I still remember 2007 or 2006 when we started debating about it to hold a conference with this title. My dear young students, I think many of you may be in primary class at that time when we thought of doing this conference on computing for sustainable development. Today you hear the word sustainable every day, but at that time, to be able to think that sustainability will be such an important topic, I think I must give credit to Professor Hoda and his team for being visionary to that extent. Just imagine this. And contrasted with today is National Science Day, and our country has today woken up to say science for sustainability. So when science fraternity has lagged 17 years behind us to give importance to sustainability for requirement of the world. Many speakers world over talked about sustainable development goals, which is a comparatively much later phenomena. And there also, computing is an essential element for fulfillment of all sustainability development goals was something inconceivable at that time. Because many times people still tell me there is one sustainability goal, goal number 4 on education, you should be bothered only about that. And I tell, all these 17 are very heavily connected with education and computer science and IT, and you can't separate out. For example, one of the goals is eliminate poverty. Now, how do you eliminate poverty till you have the databases to know where is the poverty and to what extent it is? And that cannot be done without excessive computing. So, my dear students, computer science is a tool. Our problem sometimes have been we have taken it as a degree. It's less of a degree, more of a tool. And many people talked about MCA. Yes, MCA was a revolutionary step in this country. But imagine when we started MCA, many a times you young boys and girls complain about teachers, this, that. When we started MCA in the country, a very big question, who will teach MCA? Because there was nobody in the country who really had the legitimate potential to be a teacher in MCA. And in the initial few batches, I remember, much less qualified teachers taught the students. So many a time diploma holders taught degree holders to make sure that the degree is given. So why I am trying to tell you this is, whenever a new thing has to be done, there are some issues. Now you have two options. One is to handle the issues headstrong, and second is to keep on looking at the issues and sleep. And both these are possible, and I think last time maybe here I told a paper by a psychologist who said there are two kinds of people in this world. One who believe I can, and others who believe I cannot. And he concludes by saying, fortunately and unfortunately, both are right. Those who feel they can, they can. Those who feel they cannot, they cannot. So that was the spirit of the whole thing with which we went. And as Professor Hoda said, ups and downs, probably biggest challenge during these 17 years was COVID. And I think if I remember correctly, we were sitting in this hall when the messages started coming in 20, and Huda sahab ke inauguration to kar hi lete hain, dinner chhod dete hain, something, what to do? The government is sending messages, you can't do it. People are already in the hall. That kind of situation we faced. But look at the bright side of it. You got an excellent tool for online conferences, online education, online webinars. That much of the energy is saved. Now, if that is not sustainability, what is sustainability? You just give a problem to one of the students, how much energy in the world would have been possibly saved just by online platforms. And that will be terrific. Although this practice came by necessity, but fact is that we have saved that much power. I myself remember when I was chairman of the National Board of Accreditation, one of our duties was to talk to the teachers of all over the country and educate them about accreditation. Whenever we used to go to a college or a university, the auditorium will be 200, 300 capacity, and we'll talk to those teachers. During COVID, I conducted a program which was attended by 8,500 teachers of Karnataka alone. Now, imagine 30 trips have been saved just by online platform. So friends, when we talk about sustainability, it's a very wide word. Sustainability may not be confused with static or status quo. Sustainability is not anti-change. Sustainability means more sustained goals. The Nobel laureate who invented the battery for the vehicles, for the electronic devices, and got Nobel Prize based on that, after 24 years of getting Nobel Prize, has discarded his own battery and has invented another battery. And he is likely to get second Nobel Prize based on the second battery. That is sustainability. It's not that he invented the first battery wrong. No. At that point of time, that was the best thing to do, which he did. And now it is the best thing to do, which we did. And friends, 18 years, 18 session, 17 years to continue with the conference. And not only continue, but develop it, grow it, involve more people, collaborate. That itself is a high valued credit. We may take it for granted, but I think I'll be feeling in my duty if I do not compliment, congratulate Professor Huda, entire Bharati Vidyapith team, all the students, all the teachers, the management, for permitting this, for encouraging this, for having it happen. On a personal note, Professor Huda, Professor Vyas, and Professor Sani is Delhi's IT trio. You know, we in any information technology forum, these three have been together, have been contributing like anything, and so on and so forth. And many of the initiatives are attributed to them. Journal, when Professor Huda started the journal, we were really not sure how far it will go, but in such a short time, this journal has made a remarkable journey, remarkable impact, and again, my congratulations to the entire team. Friends, my dear young students, national education policy has been referred, and one of the key, very strong key word in national education policy is collaboration. Without collaboration, national education policy cannot be implemented, because national education policy says multidisciplinary from various institutions. No institution can excel in everything, and therefore collaboration is just a must. And again, I will like you to simulate and appreciate the collaboration between institutions started right from the first edition of INDIACom, and it is going stronger by the day. And collaboration again has to be now seen much and much more. Also, something which is on showcase in the institution is an institution which was solely devoted to the computer science. MCA institution is now running courses on journalism equally well. Now that was the challenge which was thrown by national education policy, that we do not want in the country institutions which are focusing only on one discipline. Because we realized much later that single discipline institutions do not allow problem solving to be handled in actual reality. Because in life, no problem is really solved only by one discipline. Whether it is a climate change problem, whether it's energy saving problem, drinking water problem, even education problem, agriculture problems, health science problems, all those problems require several disciplines, and therefore all institutions henceforth should be multidisciplinary. And in that context, again I congratulate Professor Huda to have ventured into another discipline which apparently appears very different than computer science, although today IT cuts across the journalism also so strongly that without IT, I think journalism departments will be crashed. And I've been talking to doctors whenever I talk to medical colleges and all that. I ask the doctors, can you imagine yourself without IT? All medical systems are a failure today if IT doesn't help them. So multidisciplinary has come to stay. So my dear students, you learn the subjects in the classroom. That's a must, that is desirable. But at the same time, I would also like you to remember that classroom grades is not the only goal for you. The classroom projects is not the only goal for you. You must learn to do problem solving more and more, unseen problems to the extent possible. And in life, to move ahead, what you learned in the college is important, but not that important. How did you learn it is more important. I'll give you an example. The best or one of the very large computer companies in the whole world is Google, with which all of you are very familiar with. I think if your Gmail doesn't work for a day, half of you will have heart attack or something. I mean, that's the kind of life dependence. And who is the head of Google? Sundar Pichai, right? He is not a computer engineer. He is not even an electrical or electronics engineer or IT engineer. He is a metallurgical engineer. If a metallurgical engineer can head one of the largest organizations of computers in the world, you can do anything which you wish to. So what is important for you is, are you acquiring the capabilities of learning more and more things by yourself? And that is where the college or the university platform is best equipped to, and you have to take advantage of it. My dear students, once again, I'm addressing you because all these senior people know as much as I know, but I thought the young students can be given 5 minutes to learn about this. You must have heard these days, we use the word creativity, innovation, day in and out. These are not new things. These are always there. Unfortunately, our academic systems were so badly designed that we suppress creativity, we suppress innovation, and students were rarely given a free time to do something of their own. And that is where these things did not happen. I still remember when I was conducting a laboratory course in Kurukshetra, where I taught for 27 years. The university had prescribed 10 experiments for a course. We finished 10 experiments in 10 weeks. The semester was 14 weeks. We still had 4 weeks left. So I asked the students, can you now think of 4 more experiments which can be done from this subject by yourself and do them? Believe you me, my students, those 4 experiments designed by the students of the current batch were much better than the 10 experiments which were designed by the experts of the university. You are very creative, you have all the potential to do that, and remember, creativity and innovation is not the domain of IITians or NITians or anybody. Anybody can be creative. Anybody can be innovative. As a matter of fact, many a times we have seen, if you are not studied something too much, you are more creative. Because if you do PhD, then super PhD and 500 papers, then you become uni-focused mind sometime and you become less creative. I was reading a paper which very nicely describes, all of you probably in your primary classes or middle classes have studied Thirsty Crow story, how the crow quenched his thirst. And the author very nicely analyzed, if the problem would have been posed to an engineer that the water level is below and the crow is not able to reach, what would have happened? Engineer would say, okay, I'll install a pump at the bottom of the beaker and then the water will be lifted up and the crow will be able to quench his thirst. But by the time this all will be done, crow will die. If this problem would have been given to a doctor, he would say, okay, I'll perform surgery on your beak, make an artificial beak attached to it, make it longer beak, and then you will be able to drink. Crow may be able to drink the water after 15 days of surgery, but then he is no more from thirst. But crow was innovative. He had the creativity to quench his thirst, and he did that. So creativity is not a domain of very high level knowledge. Creativity is a domain of really thinking out of the box. Today you must have been hearing artificial intelligence applications all the time. And the debate in the world about artificial intelligence, whether it's good or bad, is going on. If you read the papers, probably equal number of papers in the world to describe the positive effects of AI and the negative effects of AI. A very senior AI expert from a very large company resigns that I'm doing something. He compares it to almost Hiroshima bomb inventors. He says, I am doing that kind of sin probably, just as they invented the bomb and destroyed the country, we are probably doing that in AI. So that kind of scenario, but still AI is AI, and it will remain, and its applications will remain. Which applications you do is your choice, and will remain your choice. If you want to use any technology badly, you will be able to do that. If you want to use any technology wisely, you will be able to do that again. And I was reading that there was a photographic competition in the world by Sony, and they found they had a jury, they found the best photograph, and when they were doing the awards function, they invited on the stage the best photographer, so-called, and when he came to the stage, he says, I'm sorry, I will not accept this award. They were all surprised that we are giving you the best photograph award, why are you not accepting it? He says, you all have realized that it's a very good photograph, but I wish to tell it's not a photograph. It's an AI creation. I use AI to create this image, therefore I am not entitled to Best Photograph Award because this is not photography really. Now, does it mean we should throw away all cameras because AI can draw pictures better than the best photographer? Certainly not. The cameras will remain their own value, they will continue to do their own thing, and we will continue to do better and better things. And my dear friends, ultimately education depends upon what you're aiming at. That is why we have been emphasizing in National Board of Accreditation for quite some time what we call as outcome-based education. We must define what do we want ultimately, because if we are not able to define that, then things can go very clumsy. I read a incident, not a story. UNESCO deputed a teacher from Europe to Africa to teach mathematics to 7th grade students in Africa. He asked, what is the level of the students? Just to prepare himself. He was told the students are reasonably good. He says, okay, fine. He went to the class and he gave a question. Question was as simple as this. I have a room 10 by 10 meters and I have a tile 2 by 2 meters. How many tiles will fit the room? As simple a question for a 7th grade class. Nobody answered. The teacher was frustrated. He said, please come on. Nobody comes. Then he says, okay, let's do it together. Come to the blackboard, we'll do it together. Again, nobody comes. Finally, a girl raises the hand. He was very happy. Okay, some bright light. She says, okay, please come on. She says, sir, but please tell us first, what is a tile? Now, do you really conclude the class was weak in mathematics? No. Class did not know what a tile is, because in that town, that small town of Africa, they were never using the tiles. So education cannot be seen in isolation. It has to be seen with the objectives in mind, and I'm sure under the leadership of Professor Hoda, and I know Bharati Vidyapeeth from day one. It was one of my first 33 colleges of IP University way back in 1999, and it has come a long way. You are being given all these education in the right earnest. You are fortunate to do that, and I wish you all the very best. As far as this conference is concerned, I have no doubt after having attained adulthood, it will go into larger domains of responsibilities. After adulthood, some things will change, but that's required to be changed. It's a welcome change, and I will hopefully welcome those changes year by year and make sure that this conference keeps on delivering to the whole world what the world expects of us. Thank you very much and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for those humble and inspiring words. Hope we get your blessings forthcome for all INDIACom sessions. I now request Honorable Professor K.K. Agarwal, sir, and all the honored dignitaries to kindly do the felicitations of the faculty members who have been adjunct for various faculty awards. I am now pleased to announce the annual faculty awards one by one.
So we begin with the annual faculty awards. Starting with the Best Faculty Award, BVICAM takes pleasure and pride in presenting the Best Faculty Awards. The award for the year 2023 for the Department of Computer Science is presented to Dr. Parul Arora. The award for 2023 for the Department of Journalism is presented to Dr. Vanchika Bhatia. Moving on to the next category.
Next category is Exemplary Performance Award. BVICAM takes pride in pleasure in presenting the Exemplary Performance Award. The award for year 2023 for Department of Computer Science and Application goes to Dr. Ritika Vasan. A huge round of applause. The next award for the exemplary performance from the Master of Computer Science and Applications goes to Dr. Sunil Pratap. A huge round of applause. The award for the year 2023 for Exemplary Performance Award from the Department of Journalism goes to Mrs. Ayushi Chopra. Moving on, Best Researcher Award. BVICAM takes pride and pleasure in conferring Best Researcher Award for the year 2023 upon Dr. Rakhi in recognition of her significant contributions towards quality research consistently. Moving on, next award is Award for Best Video Editing. The award for Best Video Editing Skills for the year 2023 goes to Mr. Jayant Rathi. Next we have Award for Grant of Indian Patent. BVICAM takes pride and pleasure in conferring this award upon Dr. Ritika Vasan in recognition of her significant contribution towards quality research and receiving the Grant of Indian Patent. The next award for the same category goes to Dr. Parul Arora.
Moving on to PhD Completion Award 2023, BVICAM also takes pride in conferring this award upon Dr. Rahul from Central University of South Bihar in the year 2023. BVICAM also takes pride in conferring this award upon Dr. Rinku from in the year 2023.
Moving on, we have award for Best Research Publication. BVICAM takes pride in conferring this award upon Dr. Ritika Vasan for her work published in International Journal indexed at Web of Science. For the same category, the next award goes to Dr. Parul Arora for her work published in International Journal in Web of Science.
BVICAM also takes pride in conferring this award upon Dr. Rakhi for her work published in International Journal indexed at Web of Science. BVICAM also takes pride in conferring this award upon Dr. Sunil Pratap for his work published in International Journal Index at Scopus. BVICAM also takes pride in conferring this award upon Dr. Somya for her work published in International Journal Index at Scopus. BVICAM takes pride in conferring this award upon Dr. Vanchika Bhatia for her work published in International Journal Index at Web of Science. BVICAM also takes pride in conferring this award upon Mrs. Ayushi Chopra for her work published in International Journal Index at Web of Science.
The next award is for research paper citations. BVICAM takes pride and pleasure in conferring this award upon Dr. Ritika Vasan in recognition of her continuous contribution and having more than 260 research citations for a single paper by end of the year 2023. Congratulations to all the awardees. Thank you, sir. Please. I now request vote of thanks by Dr. Ritika Vasan, Associate Professor, Deputy Director, BVICAM, New Delhi.
It is my great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this historic occasion today. As it is rightly quoted, no duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks, because gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Honorable Professor K.K. Agarwal, noted academician, President, South Asian University, former Chairman, National Board of Accreditation NBA, and founder Vice Chancellor GGS IP University, New Delhi. Professor ABM Shekhawat Ali, the University of Fiji, Dr. George Samaris, University of Wollongong, Dubai, UAE, Professor Ata Atun, Cyprus Science University, Cyprus, Turkey, Dr. Yasir Addis, Greenwich University, London, Professor Tom Gideon, Optus Chair in Artificial Intelligence, Curtin University, Perth, Australia. Invited talk by Professor Girja Chetty, Department of Information Technology and Systems, University of Canberra, Australia. Professor A.K. Nayak, former President, Computer Society of India. Professor A.Q. Ansari, Chairperson, IEEE Delhi Section. And Professor A.K. Saini, Conference Chair, INDIACom 2024. President, the Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, IETE, New Delhi. Dean, University School of Mass Communication. And Director, IQAC GGS IP University. Shri R.K. Vyasa, former President, Computer Society of India. Our most valued guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege and a great joy for me to extend a vote of thanks to all of those who have contributed in one way or the other to make this conference a success. BVICAM is extremely honored to serve as a host for authors, delegates, scholars, researchers, teachers, and students during INDIACom 2024, the 18th Annual Conference on Computing for Sustainable Global Development. On behalf of the entire BVICAM family, at first I did like to express our gratitude towards our chief guest, Professor K.K. Agarwal, sir, for sparing time out of his busy schedule and gracing the inaugural of the INDIACom 2024 with his presence and enlightening us with his thoughts. Your presence today has been a great source of inspiration and motivation for all of us, sir. With great sense of gratitude, I also take this opportunity to thank all our honored guests, Professor Muhammad Yamin, Professor A.K. Nayak, Professor George Maris, Professor Ata Atun, Dr. Yasir, Professor Tom, Professor Girja Chetty, Professor A.Q. Ansari, Professor A.K. Saini, Sri R.K. Vyasa, who have graced this occasion with their benign presence and words of wisdom. I would also thank Professor M.N. Huda sir for his constant support and guidance that has constantly inspired all of us, students, teaching and non-teaching staff, to work towards betterment. I will fail in my duty if I do not put on record my deep appreciation for the authors to our nation's development and discussants for their valuable contributions to attain such visionary objective. I, on behalf of the entire BVICAM family, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the speakers for gracing your important work and sharing with us your findings and opinions today. It is this treasure which will keep the memories of this conference alive. I also take this opportunity to extend our most sincere thanks to all our guest invitees who have come from different destinations for their support and cooperation. I am also personally thankful to Professor Subrata Mukhopadhyay, Chairman IEEE Delhi Section Standing Committee on Technical and Professional Activities, Sri R.K. Vyasar, President, Computer Society of India, Professor A.K. Saini sir, GGS IP University, New Delhi, for having offered their technical support and helped us at all the difficult and critical times in the process of making this conference a great success. I also thank Sri C.B. Sawant sir, Regional Director, Bharati Vidyapeeth Educational Complex, New Delhi, for having offered all the resources and required support at all difficult and critical times in the process of organizing a conference of this magnitude. We also take this opportunity to thank various organizations which have collaborated with us in organizing this conference and meeting all the constraints, especially to GGS IP University, New Delhi, Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, New Delhi, All India Council for Technical Education, AICTE, New Delhi, Institutions of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineers, IETE, Delhi Center, IET UK, and Delhi Local Networks. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. Preparations for the conference had started weeks ago. It required planning and an eye for detail. We are fortunate enough to have a team of dedicated and motivated colleagues who know their job well and are result-oriented. I thank all our program committee members who have spared their precious time for reviewing the large number of research papers we have had. I wish to express my sincere thanks and debt of gratitude to the Administration Committee and Content Development Committee for their support throughout the duration of the event. Though I thank them in the end, but the student body has been the backbone of INDIACom 2024. Be it organizing, participating, or preparing for the event, I applaud all of you for your endless efforts. I may have missed out many names. I sincerely apologize for the same and let them know that we value all of you very highly. A big thank you to all of you for making this conference a success. Thank you.
स्टूडेंट्स की अपनी तालियां जोरदार होनी चाहिए सबसे ज्यादा बाकी बहुत ताली बजाई है आपने थैंक यू
Thank you, Dr. Ritika. I wish all the authors and participants best of luck for the next 2-3 days and enjoy the research work. I request the audience to be seated until our guests proceed to the Delphi. Yes, please.
There is a little change. Audience can proceed and they may go